Hey guys, welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time LP. Um, this is episode 7. So, in the last episode, we went to Zora's Domain. We played some few mini games and we had a bit of a hard time with the shooting one, but it's okay. We got it and we're continuing onward. So here we are inside Jabu Jabu's belly. So, the third dungeon of the game. First thing I want to do is I want to change my shield, because then I'm going to be able to reflect these rocks back at these Octoroks and defeat them, because that's ideal, because you can't deflect attacks with your Hylian shield because it's too big for you. So here in this, it's kind of funny because these enemies are like bubbles and they like hurt like that. There you go, yeah, okay. But yeah, those are called shaboms, I believe. But also, there's something hanging here. We're going to shoot with our slingshot, and it'll open the door. There's going to be a lot of puzzles like this throughout this dungeon. I don't even know what this is supposed to be. Like, I think it's supposed to be like maybe a uvula. I don't even know. It's more like a switch, but anyway. So here we have a Beery. I guess I don't know if it's a Beery or a Bari. I know there's like different styles of them. Like, there's one that's small, there's one that's big. Anyways, we're going to continue to the next room, and here we're going to meet one of the most interesting characters in the entire game, in my opinion. It's Princess Ruto. We got a letter from her in a bottle last episode too, so like, this is who she is. You! Who are you?
Wait a minute! Who are you?
I am Ruto, Princess of the Zoras. What? Are you saying my father asked you to come here to save me? I'd never ask anyone to do such a thing. Letter in a bottle? I have no idea what you're talking about. My father is worried about me?
Yes, sir.
I don't care. Anyway, I can't go home right now, and you get out of here, understand? So she walks away, and... oh no! Yeah, she falls down. And so we want to chase after her. Are you still hanging around here? I told you not to go away. I'm okay. I've been going inside Lord Jabu Jabu's belly since I was a little, but Lord Jabu Jabu is very strange today. There are electrified jellyfish and strange holes around. On top of that, my precious stone was... but that's none of your business anyway. You, go home now, understand? In case you want to pester her. Like the real hero we are. You're that worried about me? Then I will give you the honor of carrying me. However, I won't leave until I find the thing I'm looking for. You better believe me. She's kind of stuck up, but it's okay. So we pick her up, and here's something hilarious. You can use her to attack enemies. She's not... the game doesn't really tell you that you can do this, but yeah, you can use her as a weapon. It's kind of hilarious, if you ask me. Also, in this room, there's going to be a switch, and if you press it before... you can throw her up on that platform. She actually drowns, even though she's a Zora, and she supposedly can swim. Like, Zoras are the fish people, so you would think they'd be able to swim, but she actually drowns, and you have to go back to the start and pick her up, so... here I'm using Ruto to defeat these enemies, because these stingers are kind of annoying. As soon as you walk over them, they pop up out of the ground, and they like to hurt you. In this room we have a gold Scatula though. In order to get this, we're gonna have to press the switch and get the water up, raise the water level. Here we have another gold Scatula, and then up here we're gonna, there's gonna be a fairy in one of these jars. I honestly, I'll snag it, why not? Just might as well, just in case something happens. We got a fairy in a bottle! Okay, so we're gonna jump here. Okay, ow. Ideally, you want to take care of all the enemies in this room so they're not in your way, because there's a lot of enemies in this dungeon, I will say, and they are very annoying. Also, that switch is on a timer, so you want to get up here as quickly as you possibly can. Did not mean to run into that. And here's something hilarious. Well, actually, oh, here we go. Yeah, you throw Ruto at this. Oh, that bubble is just... yeah. Just... you can use her to activate those switches without using your slingshot, so that's kind of humorous. Alright, so here we have a Knockdrag. Its rock back at it and defeat it. Alright, so this is one of the parts of the dungeon that I don't like, because yeah, there you go, finally. I was going to say, because it takes this platform quite a bit of time to come up and down, and it's... can't really do anything about it. Alright, so now we are basically going to be using Ruto to get through the rest of this dungeon, because we need to find that one thing that she was talking about, that stone-looking thing. But we are also looking for a stone-looking thing. I highly am sure that it's about the same thing, but anyway. Alright, so we're running it right here. If you go to the left before you go to the switch area, Ruto's going to comment on, or Navi's, not Ruto. Navi's going to comment, she's going to be like, "Watch out, FMG, electricity is running through this red slimy thing." Yeah, see, okay. I did not mean to run into that. I did not mean to run into that again. I did not mean to run into that once again. Can I pick up Ruto, please? Thank you. Okay. Alright, so this switch, Navi's going to talk to you again. This switch, it doesn't look like you can press it down with your weight alone, FMG. So you need Ruto, so you have more weight, so that you can press the switch. Alright, so this room has more of those stinger things that I was talking about. Probably walk over it just to show you. In fact, I'll probably do it right now. So it's going to pop out of the ground. It's kind of like a manta ray somewhat. But as soon as it comes out, you want to target it and then shoot it with your slingshot. And I think actually in this room we're going to get... Oh, apparently I've never picked up a magic jar. This just refills your magic meter, and I'm surprised that enemy didn't actually get defeated. I thought I threw Ruto right at it, but okay. There it goes. Okay. It's a chest! What could it be? What could it be? What could it be? What could it be? We got the boomerang!
How'd that get in there?
It's like one of my favorite items in this game as a child. Yeah. It's a fun item. So yeah, we're gonna use this boomerang here pretty shortly. We're gonna want to go to the other side though, because there's some other things for us in this dungeon we want to get before we go through, plus we really can't do much. These enemies are called Tail Pasaran. Basically all you need to do is just use your boomerang to hit them from the electric part, so that or from the side, so that it defeats them. So I'm gonna equip my boomerang here and demonstrate what I mean. So if you target them and use your boomerang, you can hit them from the... That guy clearly said no. You can hit them from the side and hit them from the head, and then that, like, defeats them. Okay, so here we have another switch. This switch, though, as soon as you step off it, it raises back up. So you want to take Ruto. She's kind of like your bag of sand, because you want to leave her on there and then just do your thing. Here we have the source of this red slimy thing that we saw on the other side. This is the... I don't know exactly what it's called. It's like a tail thing, but it's like something you need to get rid of in order to like open up the way for other things. So when we go back to that one area on the right, it's gonna be gone. So there's 3 of those, I believe, in this dungeon. Also, there's a dungeon map. This dungeon's actually not that big. It's only 2 floors, and it's like only a handful of rooms. How inconsiderate. How could you leave me behind? If you're a man, act like one. Take responsibility. Yeah, okay. Will do. So here we have... Okay, Navi's gonna tell us. The red slimy thing is gone. That must be because you cut the red tail. Will that work with the other ones too? I'm sure it will. Okay, so remember in the last episode when I told you that Deku Nuts are going to be useful for this? Let's try using a Deku Nut on these enemies. Instant. Like, it's just... It annihilates those enemies. And plus, when they give you a time limit, it's not one of the tricks that when I was a kid I knew, but I recently, like, figured it out from watching some people play this game, and it's insanely broken. You can just like completely annihilate those enemies with it. Here we have the compass. I'm gonna be trying to get every chest in every dungeon. I'm gonna mainly be focusing on the ones that are like rupees and things that are like useful. Like, I mean, arguably rupees are not very useful since you can find them hard with like basically everywhere. But anyways, like there's gonna be some other things in chests that we're gonna need to like make sure we grab before we head through the rest of the dungeon, and you'll know what I mean in time. But here we have a blue tail. The strategy I use is I just circle around it, and then I just keep throwing the boomerang at it, and eventually it'll hit it so that you avoid it if it swings back and forth, so you don't get hurt. So because that blue one's gone, this area in the center is now open, and then this is going to be where we're going to have to deal with some jellyfish. So I just circle around the room and try to avoid that green tail, and then I try to target it when I can, around it, and I just treat it like I did with the other two. I just circle around it and then cut it with my boomerang. Pretty much the simplest way you can get rid of that. Alright, so let's grab Ruto. We're gonna need Ruto for these upcoming areas. The dungeon kind of isn't really clear about this, but you need to take her pretty much everywhere you go. So now that we're in this room, there was a green slimy thing that was here. It's electric, and now that we've defeated the tail, it's now gone. So now we're on this upper level from where we met Ruto when she fell down. And there's also 2 gold Scatulas here, and now we can use the boomerang to collect the gold Scatulas. So there's one right there, and then here's another one. Alright. So heading through here. That's it! That's what I've been looking for! Throw me up there, onto the platform! You got the thing! Princess Ruto got the spiritual stone, but why Princess Ruto? Yeah, why did she get it? Oh. Just give it to us and we'll be good. We can leave you here, you're fine. Yeah. Oh my goodness, I finally found my mother's stone! I got very upset when Lord Jabu Jabu swallowed it. So that's why you're in here. While I was feeding him, he suddenly swallowed me. I was so surprised I dropped it inside. But now that I found it, I don't need to be in here anymore. So take me home, right now. I'm just kidding, we're... Yeah, what is this, an octopus? You'll see what she's talking about here in a second. So this is the mini-boss. This is called Big Octo, I believe. A lot of people have trouble... Oh, wow, you can see out of bounds. Holy crap. Whoops. Yeah, a lot of people have trouble with... Ow. Get cut. A lot of people have trouble with this mini-boss because it's just so persistent in going around the platform, and it's so hard to, like, basically get it, because it's just so fast. Like, sometimes you'll target like I just did there, and it will take forever for your boomerang to come back. As soon as you can target him, you want to throw your boomerang at him, and it'll open his weak spot on the back, and then you want to smack him. And you do that a couple times and you should be defeated. He actually doesn't have that much health, and also sometimes he will spin it around, so in order to know exactly what direction he's heading, you need to look at the platform, and the direction it's spinning, you need to go the opposite direction of how it's spinning. in order to catch up to him. And yeah, stick to the inside is ideal. It's very awkward, and I know kind of what they were trying to go for here, but it just doesn't always work. But yeah, he's defeated. So, yeah. Alright, step on this platform, raises up. And I think there's another fairy inside one of these jars. Yeah, there's it right there. Yeah, they give you Deku Nuts, just in case. Also, now, we are left without Rudo, so we should just continue on our own. It's not too much further, I don't think, for the dungeon. This dungeon is fairly quick for what it is, but I think it's one of the more fun ones that you do early on. But yeah, so here we have these little platforms that like to wiggle. So yeah, head through here. And now we're in the upper area with that rising platform. We're going to jump on this and it's going to shift it down. So it's going to create somewhat of a shortcut, but also a way forward, as you'll see here in a moment. So if you took note of these boxes earlier, there's this blue switch that we need weight to keep on it so it stays pressed. So we take these boxes, or I guess one of these boxes, and bloop, and it stays on there and it keeps it pressed. As you can see here, it's scratching. So normally I just climb up this, because we're gonna have to come up to this point anyways. Alright, so up here, it's like this wall thing. I don't even know what this is doing here, but ideally what you want to do is you got to get like just the right spot, because the boomerang has to like travel around in order to come back, because otherwise it's just going to hit the thing in front of it, which is not very ideal. So yeah, here we go. We're approaching boss. Bioelectric Anemone Barnade. Alright, so this boss has a few phases. Its first phase is simply just cutting these things that it's attached to the ceiling. I don't know what it's really called. But once you take care of those things, you want to jump out of the way. Especially with that, since he's going to start swinging those things at you. So how this boss works is that there's these jellyfish around it that are electric. And I just got smacked. And it's going to start shooting things at you, but what you want to... Okay. Yeah. What you want to do is you want to take care of these things, and ideally if you can stun it... Okay, hold on. Yeah, if you can stun it like that, then you can attack it and it defeats the jellyfish. So once you get all the jellyfish, it's going to start spinning around, and you're going to want to try to hit it with your boomerang. At some point it's going to go in the opposite direction, so where you'll like cut it off, basically, and like assail it somewhat. If that makes sense. There's a lot going on with this boss. He's going to switch around here at some point. There you go. Now he's going opposite to what I'm doing. So, ideally, there's a lot of ways to get rid of these jellyfish, because after this it's going to be just him and I, and that's it. So what I like to use is I like to use Inspire to get rid of all of them, because it clears out the entire thing. And so now it's just him and I. So now I'm gonna have to re-equip my boomerang. I didn't taste fire, Bernade. And I got hit, sweet. Yeah, that was so pathetic. Yeah, what you want to do is you want to throw your boomerang at it, stun it, and then 2 jump attacks should do enough damage to it to where it'll start this next part. And we're gonna have to do this 3 times, I believe, yes. So I side hop just to avoid its attacks because it's like literally trying to fire its lasers at you. There's a lot of there's a lot going on. Also, I apologize if this is super loud. It's like really loud on my end of it. Hopefully it's not gonna be for too long. You are dead, sir. Alright, so now we want to pick up the heart container. And then we're going to want to go talk to Ruto. You're late. What took you so long? You're useless. I was just lonely, that's all. Just a little. So now we're gonna appear in Zora's Fountain. And as we go... Link just falls. Alright. We need that spiritual stone, Ruto. Could you give it to us so we can sell it on eBay, please? You looked cool. Cooler than I thought you would, anyway. Just a little. Well, anyway, you saved me, so I guess I'll reward you. What do you wish? Just tell me. I want to be a gentleman and be like, nothing really, but I want that dang spiritual stone. Give me that spiritual stone. You mean the spiritual stone of water Zora's sapphire, don't you? My mother gave it to me and said I should give it only to the man who will be my husband. You might call it Zora's engagement ring. Alright. I'll give you my most precious possession, Zora's sapphire. Link is one of those characters in this game that's the chick magnet. he gets a lot of girls in this game. We got Zelda, we got Malon, we got Ruto, we got... And we'll get others, I'm sure, but yeah. Saria, yeah, forgot about Saria for a second. Anyway. You obtain Zora's Sapphire, Spiritual Stone of Water. You don't know what she means, or talking about. You don't know what she's talking about, but you finally collected all 3 Spiritual Stones, so we need to go back and see Princess Zelda. Don't tell my father. Don't even think about it. Alright. So there's a couple things we can do here before we actually go head over to the castle to go meet Princess Zelda. First thing we can do that I think is pretty useful, not everybody grabs this at this point in time because it's just so... it's kind of cryptic. So this wall here is actually bombable even though it doesn't look like it is. And it's actually this huge wall. So when we head inside, it's Great Fairy's Fountain. And you know the drill. We see Pointy Boobs herself.
Welcome, FMG. I'm the Great Fairy of Magic. I will give you a magic spell. Please take it.
And she's gonna give us a green glowing magic spell. And we get our second magic spell. It's called Aurora's Wind. So essentially what this does is it allows you to, in dungeons where there is a dungeon map, because there are dungeons in this game that don't necessarily have one, you can use it in the dungeon, and it's like a store point, so whenever you use it, it essentially creates a warp point to where if you want to go explore some of the dungeon and then go back to that same spot you used it in, you can just use that item and then it instantly teleports you back to that spot. So it's pretty useful, especially with dungeons that have like a lot of floors and you don't want to explore every single floor to its entirety. Like if you're on the 5th floor and you want to jump down, check out the 3rd floor, you don't have to climb all the way back up. Alright, so heading out, we want to make it night. So now that it's night, there's a couple gold Scotillas we can get here. First one you want to get is Bones' tree. Collect that one. We couldn't get this one before because we didn't have the boomerang. But you want to shoot this one down. It's kind of far away from the wall, but backflip for the win. Alright, so we're going to head back out, and there's something I want to show before I end this off because it just kind of adds to the story a little bit. So here, when we come back into Zora's domain, there's going to be Princess Ruta right next to her father, King Zora, and she's going to be like,
Did my most precious possession help you in your quest, Hee?
and then you can talk to King Zora, I believe, and he says, like, I don't even remember what he says, but he's like, "Oh, FMG, you saved the princess, eh? I really appreciate it." And that's all you get. So, yeah, so that's gonna do it. We're gonna head back to Hyrule Castle in the next episode. Because if I did it in this episode, it just wouldn't really make sense what's gonna happen, and I kind of want to, like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna leave you guys on a cliffhanger, but, yeah, so join me next episode where we go to Hyrule Castle and we figure out what happens after we give Zelda the 3 spiritual stones, and hopefully we can take out Ganondorf, and fix what we think he's gonna do. But yeah, that's gonna do it, guys, for this episode, so like and subscribe, do all the things. I really appreciate it. But thank you guys for watching this, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. So, bye guys, take care.